Yo, 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 yo. Welcome into the ChrisBeCappinn show. Today is January the 27th, and we have NBA action for today. So we have a show. I always do a quick recap of yesterday. I got smoked yesterday. Reverse swept yesterday. The Indiana Pacers probably just shouldn't trusted them at the end of the four-game winning streak. Four-game road trip. Came out, scored the basketball really, really well, like they typically do early in the game, and then just absolutely no defense throughout the entire game. Atlanta got whatever it is that they wanted, so I bet two plays in that game. I had Indiana plus the points, which first half was a winner. Full game was not, and then I had the under, and they both were losers. The other play was Lakers and Bulls under, and the Bulls reverted back to their normal non-defensive versions of themselves. So. The interesting part is you can't give yourself so much credit because it don't equal no money in your account. But interesting part is I told you guys I like 3 unders yesterday. Every game I didn't pick to go under went under yesterday. So it'd be like that sometimes, man. It'd definitely be like that sometimes. But you take it, you move in stride, and move forward to the day. I hope you guys found some ways to make some money yesterday. We'll go through the comments real quick and we'll jump into the games. Prolific says, good morning, Chris. Cashed the under 231.5 in the Warriors and Wolves game, ended up with crazy CLV. Go figure. We talked about that under yesterday. Also played that under. I couldn't signal it, so I don't count it. But yeah, I was just doing some more numbers and it kind of went under. And as soon as I bet the under, Anthony Edwards got ruled out. So I definitely wasn't going to play it then. But either way, it went under with all the numbers yesterday. What's up, Saturated? Good morning, Algina. She says she cashed Paolo under his 4.5 assists, Blazers plus 8.5, and LeBron over his 23.5 points. Let's find some bangers today. Yeah, for sure. That was a funny tweet, Saturated. I was sending that to my homeboys earlier. What's up, Dom? She says the bottom always falls out with the Pacers. Yeah, they with Benedict Mathurin back, they pulled the wool over my eyes yesterday for sure. Just a really untrustworthy team. If you want the Pacers, you typically want them in the first half. I think I said first half yesterday when Dom said I probably wouldn't play him on the end of the 4-game trip. And first half would have it was definitely the way to play the Pacers. Their offense, I don't know, it's like night and day. They couldn't defend the 3-point line. They typically are a great 3-point defense. They gave up 41% to Atlanta yesterday. Even in the early start time game, which typically go under, this season, early start time games are going over, I think about 61%. Let's jump into it for today, though, man. Let's see if we can find a ways to get some of our money back. I made one official play. I got a couple things on the short list. One that I'm really close to pulling the trigger on, and a couple more that I got loaded in the chamber as well. So first up, we'll go with Jackson, AI Sports Betting Tool. Jackson had a 1-1 split yesterday. Charlotte minus the 2.5. Who knew that Philadelphia just wasn't going to show up? I could have just told you guys take Charlotte minus the 2.5 and, made a 3-minute show and just, went about my day. Perfect little 1-0 day out of it. Happy with that. But Charlotte absolutely smokes the Philadelphia 76ers who don't come to play yesterday. That was an easy winner. Chicago plus the 1.5 was a big loser. Lakers came out, dominated that game. Luka, LeBron could not be stopped. The Lakers were hitting their jump shots yesterday. It looked great if you were a Laker fan. It did not look great if you had the under. Because the Lakers weren't playing because the Bulls weren't playing any defense, the Lakers decided they couldn't be stopped, so they weren't going to play any defense either. And that game goes over the total. 1-1 split for Jackson yesterday. I asked Jackson today, same prompt yesterday, based on the last 10 game advanced stats. What are the 2 best value bets on spreads in the NBA? Give me one favorite and one dog. Provide detailed analysis. So Jackson, I guess, is not listening because it says Portland plus the 7.5. Portland is laying 7.5. But the spread bet as far as favorite is OKC again. Jackson loves OKC. It says that there's a massive advanced metrics. The advanced metrics suggest a massive talent and efficiency gap that even double-digit spreads fail to fully capture. Over the last 10 games, OKC maintains its status as the league's premium statistical juggernaut, ranking first in net rating at plus 12.1, first in defensive rating at plus 105.4. Significant mismatch lies in the half-court profiles. OKC ranks second in half-court points per 100 play, while New Orleans defense ranks 27th in defensive rating. The Pelicans are currently a team in free fall, posting a minus 6.5 net rating, which is 25th, and struggling significantly with offensive efficiency, ranking 25th in offensive rating. Their shot profiles is particularly problematic against an elite defense. They rank 29th in effective field goal percentage and dead last in mid-range shot efficiency. OKC is elite at forcing opponents into long, inefficient possessions, ranking number 1 in turnover percentage. With the Thunder leading the league in point differential at a plus 13.5, they're well positioned to dismantle a Pelican squad that has a win differential of minus 3.1, suggesting they're even worse than the poor record indicates. So that is the look for today. I'm not going to give you guys the Portland play because it says Portland plus 7.5. So I asked for a dog, and this is not a dog. This is another favorite, but that's the thought process there. We'll just go with that one today, and let's jump into it, man. Let's get into it. So first game up is the Portland Trail Blazers and the Washington Wizards. I spent a little bit of time on this game. I do want to just double check the injury report. I'm not sure if anything came out on the Portland side of things or not. Of course, they played yesterday, so it is second leg of back-to-back. I got those numbers. I'll run for you guys in just a second. I'll share with you guys in just a second. So it looked like Bilal is going to play today. I definitely like that for the under. Portland can submit the injury report late, of course. Chris Middleton is listed as questionable. Bilal is in. So we'll see what happens with Middleton. Bagley's out. No Trae Young, of course. No Cam Whitmore. And then, of course, Portland, they are supposed to get Denny back. They rested Denny last night on the first leg of the back-to-back, but said that he would play in the game for today. So looking at Portland, second leg of back-to-back, of course, second game on the East Coast. And then the Washington Wizards are in a very interesting spot today. So just go straight to this one. So Portland is a team that is playing pretty good right now. If I give you guys the numbers, they've been solid, both offensively and defensively as of late. So Portland is they're 14th in offensive efficiency, 10th in defensive efficiency over the last 5 games, 11th in pace against the 16th strongest strength of schedule. Efficiency differential, they are 12th with a plus 3.9, so a plus 4. And then you look at the Washington Wizards as well, just real quick. Let's go to Washington. Washington is 20th in offensive efficiency, 25th in defensive efficiency, 24th in effective in efficiency differential, minus 7.6. And they played the 15th, so right in the middle of the pack as far as strength of schedule goes. Offense has really started to struggle a lot for them. And defensively, they still continue to struggle as well. They are in an interesting spot, though, because when I look at home dogs who have at least 2 days of rest playing an unrested team, those games typically do go under. I got a 57% trend to the under since COVID. It's 4-1 to the under this season with an average total of 226, and the games are averaging 223. So this total opened last night was at 234.5. I wrote in my notes. We'll see who gets ruled out for Portland, but then he gets ruled in. I think he could potentially go up just a tad bit. Portland also 7-2-1 to their team total over when they're playing unrested. They're 7-3 against the spread. I'm sorry, 7-2 against the spread when they are playing unrested, and 7-2 to the under when they're playing unrested as well. And if they're unrested and favorites, they're 3-0 straight up, 3-0 against the spread. So the trend favors Portland. The trend favors the under. I think I would go under before I go Portland. But yeah, I think under 232.5 are available right now. Washington last 3 weeks are averaging about 226 points as well. So I think this total could be a tad bit too inflated. I like under in this game if I'm betting it. Let's see what you guys are thinking here. What's up, Super? Says shout out to who is that? Must be Shaden Sharp and Matisse Buzelis. Isaiah Stewart points plus rebounds for today. Okay. What's up, AOD? Yeah, Jackson loved the Thunder a little bit too much, man. I gotta switch up the prompt. I don't like that. Tommy says he likes Portland team total over. Let's get paid. Favorite 2 plays today, 76ers team total over 115.5, and Detroit and Denver under the 218. I like the Detroit Denver under 218. We'll talk about that in just a second. Jojo says Sharp over his 24.5 points and assists. I would have to look a little bit deeper into that, especially if I know Denny is going to play. And Denny, this is a revenge game for Denny. Remember, he got traded from the Wizards whenever that was. All right, let's jump into the next matchup. We have the Kings and the Knicks. Minus 13.5 is what the Knicks are laying at the crib. 230 is a total. 230.5 is the total. It's up a little bit. I saw 230 last night. So injury report in this one is everything. So you have so we just cashed the easy over with the Sacramento Kings and the Detroit Pistons on Sunday. And I wanted to go right back to the well in this one. The problem is that the Knicks have been playing a little bit of defense and their offense has kind of struggled. Kind of similar to the Detroit Pistons, but we got a total of 225, 225 and a half in that game. This total is 5 points higher. In the injury report, like I said, going back to it, it means everything. The Knicks have nobody in the injury report. The Kings have two prominent scorers on the injury report, that being Zach LaVine, who's listed as questionable. He didn't play in the last game. And then Malik Monk, who's also listed as questionable. He means a lot to their offense, in my opinion. They have some bonus back. Defense still looks absolutely trash. Kings have actually played, I think, in 4 straight overs. This is their 3rd straight road game. 4 straight games have gone over the 231 and a half, 231 or higher. And for the Knicks, it is first leg of back-to-back. They played in 4 straight under. 7 of the last 10 have stayed under the total. So it was a little conflicting for me just to want to get in here and take the over in this one. The first game that these two teams played in Sacramento was a few weeks ago. And that was the game that Brunson got hurt in. The Knicks were laying 11, lost the game by 11, and it stayed under the 230 and a half in this game. So a couple different things. I would love to play over if Monk and LaVine are rolled in. I think with the Knicks on the first leg of back-to-backs and the Kings just not playing a lot of defense, the over is the most prominent play in this game for sure. Like not even, I don't think I've really got to think too much about it. It also fits one of my really strong trends for over game as well, but I need LaVine and Monk to be rolled in, at least one of them to be rolled in. I also like this is going to be unpopular for sure, but Jalen Brunson under his points, rebounds, and assists is something that kind of sticks out to me. 38.5 is the number. Got pushed up from 37.5 when I was capping it last night. It really just comes down to the Knicks having a fully healthy roster. I don't think Brunson should have to do as much. I mean, I mentioned it already. You have 0 players on the injury report. So you got, the Jordan Clarksons of the world, the McBrides of the world. Anthony Towns should be able to have a big game. If you look at the way that the Kings play, their primary scorers, they do a lot of doubling. I just don't feel like Brunson's going to have to do as much. I went back and looked at Brunson in the 7 games that the Knicks have been favored by 10 points or more. He's actually only over the 38.5 points, rebounds, and assists in 1 of his 7 games this season. So that lets me know that, the Josh Harts of the world, the Anthony Towns, the OG Anunobys, the Mikal Bridges, those guys can have big games. So Brunson don't necessarily need to, he don't need to do much in this game. The rebounds were super juiced to the under, so I stayed away from that. I just think that, Jalen Brunson in this game, doesn't need to get to 40 points, rebounds, and assists. So under 37.5 points, rebounds, and assists is something that I consider in this game. And then full game over with Zach LaVine and Malik Monk rolled in. See if you guys have any thoughts on this one. Tommy says, I like the over in this one. Kings have been putting up points lately. Olivia says, when was the last time the Knicks covered a spread like this? Literally just happened. They beat the Brooklyn Nets by 50,000. They beat them by 54 though. This season. I think the Knicks have been profitable. A lot of people don't really like the Knicks. I think the Knicks are the best team in the Eastern Conference. So this season, let's look at the Knicks are 6-2 against the spread when they land double digits this season. 6-2 straight up, 6-2 against the spread. They win by an average of 17 points on an average line of minus 12.8, which is about where this line is. They failed to cover against the Mavs when they lost outright. I was on them in that game. I think we got 10.5. It closed 12.5. And they failed to cover against the Kings. That was on the road. But every other game they've won, and they've won by margin. 54 to the Knicks. 54 to the Nets. They beat the Jazz by 34. They beat the Nets by 13, laying 12.5. They beat the Grizzlies by 13, laying 10. They beat the Nets by 36 earlier this season, laying 15.5. And they beat the Wizards by 17, laying 13. The question you got to ask yourself is, the Kings as road dogs getting at least 10. 4-6 against the number. They lose by an average of 16.8 points per game. The numbers say you take them. You fade them, right? They covered against the Cavs. Other than that, they're actually 0-6 against the 0-5 against the number in their last 5 games when they've been getting double digits as a road dog. So more so Kings rather than the Knicks, in my opinion. What else should I say in this one? What's up, Tadugo? Appreciate you for tapping in. I'm not muted, am I? Tommy says he likes the Kings here. Lean Knicks minus 13.5. They dominate defensive rated, bottom defensive rated teams this season. They're nearly fully healthy. Yeah, I agree with that. If the Knicks are coming off that big win, right? We got a lead. They were laying won the game by 3. Gave up a big lead, but they do got revenge in this spot. It's a big number, but I don't really want anything to do with the Kings. We just saw the Kings lose to the Pistons by 23. Yeah, I don't want the Kings, especially if they're gonna be shorthanded without Zach LaVine and Malik Monk. I ain't gonna overthink it too much. Sean says Kings beat the Knicks without Sabonis this season. I like revenge. Sometimes I won't trust Knicks with the spread. Okay. What else y'all saying? Yeah, I think over is the best play, Tommy. Maybe that's telling me with the total going up. Maybe that's telling me that LaVine and Monk are gonna play. Because no way that they're not gonna play and the total is going up. Maybe I should get in early. But I don't think that I will. I want to fade Brunson and I want to bet over. Those are the 2 things that I like the most. Knicks team total specifically is probably super high. They have not been scoring the basketball. Knicks 122.5. I mean, Detroit just scored 130 with ease. If the Knicks are hitting efficiently, I don't trust the Kings defense to ever want to play it under. Kings team total 107.5. I like over. You still can get 230.5 on FanDuel minus 114 right now too. That's what I like. And Brunson under. Let's see. Real talk. This Brunson went down in that first game against Sacramento. Knicks gonna get this one. Gonna get up for this one. We shall see. I could see that, Tommy. I could definitely see that type of game. 237. Yeah. It would be nice. Knicks team total would be nice as well. They just be BSing a little bit on offense. I was looking at that earlier. The Knicks have actually not scored that many points in quite a while. I'm gonna just look at it for you. Look at it real quick. So something I've been doing, and I'll probably put this up on the screen one day and show you guys what this, like how to do this SDQL query that I've been looking at. I've been looking at teams just over the last 3 weeks, and then also looking at teams over the last 2 weeks, and then last week. So the Knicks last 9 games over the last 21 days, 3 weeks, they're 6-3 to the under. Games only averaging 227 points. They just went back to back, actually 4 straight unders, and I said that already, right? They scored 112 against the Sixers, 120 against the Nets, 97 to the Mavs, 99 to the Suns. And if you think that 113 to the Warriors, a couple of these games, of course, didn't have Brunson in them. But if you think that their offense is back, then you definitely probably want to take it over. I'm not going to talk anybody off of that. All right, let's keep going. Before we do, I ask that you guys hit the like button if you can, subscribe to the channel, especially if you find the information helpful, and let's keep pushing. All right, so Pelicans and Thunder up next. 14.5 is the number. Injury report in this one. I'm looking at, let's see, just make sure I got the most updated stuff. I see AJ Mitchell out, Hartenstein out, and Cason Wallace listed as questionable. Caruso listed as out. Jalen Williams also listed as out. Dang, hold on for a second. I just got a notification. I need to share this real quick. Just real quick, I need to share this. All right, we good. All right, so OKC's been struggling, man. They lost back-to-back games to Toronto and Indiana, laying big numbers as well. Third straight home game for them. They are 7-3 to the over in their last 10 games. Defensively, they've kind of fallen off just a tad bit. If I use that same query and I just type in, if I type in Thunder, and I think about all the pieces that they're missing, last 2 games, they've allowed Raptors actually didn't even score the basketball. The Thunder just couldn't score the basketball. So they've just been struggling to put together, really good wins. I think Thunder off back-to-back losses is interesting. The Pelicans have actually been playing well. They've won back-to-back games against the Memphis Grizzlies and the San Antonio Spurs, back-to-back covers as well. This is the last of a 3-game road trip. 4 of their last 5 have actually been played on the road. So to me, I think we see a little bit of defense from the Pelicans in this spot. I think this is the game that I would like to take an under in. I think this is the game I like to take an under in. But all that aside, like that's my thought process on the game. As far as player props in this one, there is one that really stuck out to me. I'm gonna actually go to outlier really quickly. Couple that stuck out to me. One that I would be getting the worst number on, so I'm not sure if I'm gonna play it. And I'll show you guys one of them. I'm not gonna waste your time with the other one. But last night I wrote my notes there. Queen under 14.5 points, rebound, points plus assists, minus 122 on DraftKings. That number is gone now. It's down to 113. I didn't play it because I thought I might be able to get a better number this morning. DraftKings typically the first book to put lines out, them in Fanatics, and I can't bet on Fanatics, so I waited, and now it's 13.5. So I'm probably not gonna play that. But the Dort number hasn't moved a lot at all, and this is something that I'm very interested in. So Lou Dort, points, rebounds, and assists. I was thinking yesterday, do I really just want to take the points? Do I want to take the points, rebounds, and assists? I kind of want to combine it all. So points, rebounds, and assists, you can see his line is listed at 16.5 is the number. And it's really these most recent games, right? You can see that he's been doing a lot more. So couple things I looked at here. If we go to some of the filters and we look at games that are played without Jalen Williams and games that are played without Isaiah Hartenstein, and this is full season for 2025, only 4 times this season. The Indiana game, actually did absolutely nothing, but this is more of an outlier in my opinion. He gets a really, really terrible defense in the New Orleans Pelicans that funnel a lot of stuff to the 3-point line. SGA assists make a lot of sense in this game. And Lou Dort should, I think, get busy. And it's really just predicated on, in my opinion, all that they're missing. Just kind of talk to you guys through that. But they're missing a lot, especially if Casey Wallace doesn't play, AJ Mitchell, Caruso, Isaiah Hartenstein, Jalen Williams. He just got to step up and make some plays. And I think that he will based on matchup in this game. So I like Lou Dort over his 16.5 points, rebounds, and assists. I haven't bet this yet, but I'm not sure why I haven't bet it. You can see points allowed, rebounds allowed, assists allowed. He's been, the Pelicans are bottom 10 in all 3 of those defensive categories. And then if we just look at his head-to-head numbers this season against them, we can see that he's only played them once, and he did clear in that game as well. 19 points, rebounds, and assists in that game. So yeah, I like Lou Dort to get busy, whether he's knocking down some threes or grabbing a couple rebounds. His assist numbers have actually gone up recently as well. Like Lou Dort in this spot, more than the side, more than the total. Kind of want to play under, but yeah, that's my thought process. Let's see what you guys are thinking here. Mike Brown revenge game. He had revenge in the last one, didn't get the job done. Yeah, that's a fact, Tommy. This is what I thought about when I thought about Detroit. Remember, we played Detroit, and that game was 255 at halftime, 256 at halftime on Sunday, with a total of 225 before the game started. So I'm agreeing. I agree with you there. Tommy said 70 watching, 20 likes. Let's smash the like button. Appreciate that for sure, my brother. Let's see. Tommy says he likes the Pels plus 14.5, especially with Jones and Alvarado back in. The lineup just hate fading OKC off a loss. Yeah, I'm right there with you. Thunder have not been it recently, though, man. Last time I tried to fade the Thunder, though, they smoked the Cavs, and that game was in Cleveland. And the Cavs have actually been playing better. They've covered, I think, 4 of their last 5 games. So, yeah, let's just look at the Thunder this season. Sometimes it don't really matter. Like, the queries don't matter. Sometimes it's really more about personnel. And to your point, they have a lot more right now. The Pelicans do. With just who do they have on the injury report? The Pels have just DeJounte. He hasn't played a game this season. So the Thunder off 2 straight losses, 2-0 straight up, 1-1 against the number. They beat the Sixers by 25 in this spot, and then they lost to the Jazz. ATS wise, they lost to the Jazz. The Jazz actually took them to overtime. So yeah, can the Pelicans do that off back-to-back losses? Pelicans off back-to-back wins. It's tough. It's tough. Real quick, let's just look at the Pelicans numbers real quick. So New Orleans is a very impressive win against the Spurs the other day. I didn't see that coming. I thought the San Antonio team total would stay under. I didn't think it was that. The Pelicans are hooping right now, man. 14.5 is a lot of points. I might just bet this one, not even watch the game, just keep my eyes closed. So 10th best offensive rated team. Pels are 10th best offensive rated team last 5 games. 24th in defensive rating. So not playing a lot of defense. 12th in pace, and that's against the 4th strongest strength of schedule. If we look at OKC in their last 5 games, they are 2nd in offensive rating, 13th in defensive rating, 5th in efficiency differential against the 9th easiest strength of schedule. Again, for New Orleans though, 4th of 4 of their last 5 have been on the road. Maybe this is a big letdown spot for them in this spot. Kind of feels like the Pacers yesterday. I think I'm gonna stay off of it, but I like the Lou Dort look. Let's see. Thomas is on top of the Pelicans. Pelicans attack the paint more than any team in the NBA. OKC allows the least amount of points in the paint. This game screams under. Yeah, I think under as well. Pelicans can struggle to score the basketball here. OKC should bring it defensively in this game. I like that look. PYG says I like the Pelicans team total under, but the number is too low at 109.5. Yeah, their offense has been scoring, man. 115 offensive efficiency last 5 games, which equals about 114 points per game. Another thing I just wanted to check real quick. Not that it matters a whole lot, but let's just look at I feel like the Pelicans get owned by Thunder. Yeah, Thunder won 10 straight games. They've covered 8 of the last 10. But the Pelicans were getting 18.5 at home, and they end up losing that game by 15 when they played back on November the 25th. Before that, OKC beat them by 31, laying out 13.5. Both have gone over the total this season, though. Totals have been 228.5 and 223.5. So 2 overs, split as far as side goes. I don't want to fade the Pelicans. I don't want to fade the Thunder off back-to-back losses. That's really what it comes down to for me. Double says Thunder team total, not a good look. Let me talk you off. I just kind of feel like they're missing a lot on offense. Don't let me talk you off though. Rick says I took New Orleans over the Spurs. Spurs haven't covered double-digit games. That's a good one. Blunt says Pelicans are a better team defensively with Herb Jones. As long as he's in, the under looks easy to play. I agree with that, Blunt. I think there's numbers. I looked into this. There's numbers to back it up as well. Herb Jones, he don't really do much on the offensive end recently anyway, but defensively they've been pretty good. A little bit better for sure. Let's see. Anthony says 3-0 tailing some miscellaneous player props of yours over the last 7 days. I got to play all of them. I don't play all of them all the time. SGA should go over his 30 points, 3 of his 4 meetings and covering and coming off a 24-point game, also averaging most points on a Tuesday. Okay. What's up, Jay, man? Appreciate you for tapping in. I can see New Orleans first half. Here's the problem with New Orleans first half, though, PYG, is that New Orleans first half, if OKC is, comes out and wants to establish themselves early because they've been getting smoked, that might not be the look. But I can understand it, though. Sean says Pels very undervalued. I like them. I just can't fade OKC, but I would lean Pels. Yeah, if the Pelicans was playing pretty much anybody else, I would probably play them. And like I said, I don't really like that they're playing. Don't really enjoy that they're playing. They played so many games on the road recently. Let's see. So yeah, they played in San Antonio, in Memphis. They were home against the Pistons. Before that, on the road against the Rockets. Before that was on the road against the Pacers. Before that was at home against the Nets. So this makes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different arena since the 14th. So 2 weeks, 7 arenas, and you're coming off back-to-back wins as a dog. Man, real quick, let's just look at that real quick. Let's look at teams that have won back-to-back games as a dog, and now they're a road dog, and they're getting double digits. Yeah, it said they get smoked. It said they get smoked in this spot. They cover 44% of the time, so it's a 56% trend towards OKC. Let's just look at since COVID. Hold on, real quick. I want to see over or under as well. Over under is about the same, about 50%. Since COVID, 24, 18, and 1 though. So this says to back them. So recently it's been stronger towards taking the points. And it's an over trend, 65% to the over since COVID, 2-1 to the over this season. So Pels and Thunder over the 233.5 based on this trend specifically. This is back to teams that have won double-digit dogs that have won back-to-back as a dog are going over at a really high rate, 65%. I might need to say this. I might need to save this. Yeah, I'm gonna say this one. I like that. I like that overlook. Got to make it make sense, right? Maybe this is offensively they've been playing good, and the other team doesn't really care too much about defense because they think that they can outscore them. But yeah, this is good. I got a over section here. I'm gonna just add this to my over section. Something that I'll monitor moving forward. Playovers when teams are coming off back-to-back wins as dogs and getting double digits as road dogs. Okay, cool. Let's see. What up, Markel says pass lean Pels points. They may win, but we wishing for stars. Don says Pels got to start putting together wins. The franchise will look even more inept if they pick. Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah, if Atlanta ends up taking that pick. Yeah, I ain't playing them though, Tommy. Maybe something live. We'll see. 6-3 to the under off a loss. I like that. Pels 7-4 to the over after a win. I think just with Herb Jones on the floor this season. Real quick, let's just look at the Pels with Herb Jones on the floor this season, and then I'm gonna go to the next game. I wasn't planning on spending this much time on this game, but I got a couple minutes today. So Pels with Herb Jones in this season, they are 9-14 against the number. 12-11 to the under. These games are averaging 238 points. Oh, my fault. No, my fault. That's without Herb Jones. Okay. I was like, this don't look right. All right. So Herb Jones in, they're 16-8-1 against the number. They're covering 66% of the time. 14-11 to the over, though. I didn't expect that. But they're a lot better with him. In the games that Herb Jones hasn't played, they are 3-20 straight up, 13% win percentage in general, covering 39% of the games. With Herb Jones in, they're covering 66% of the time, and then 9-16 straight up, winning 36% of the time. So they're much better with them. Yeah, they looks like 4-1 in their last 5. They've actually covered a lot of games with Herb Jones in, especially if you take out these first few. Yeah, this tells me games are averaging 233 points, which is right where this total is. But recently held the Spurs to 95. The Grizzlies did get to 127. Lakers held them to 111. Mavs held them to 113. Pacers 109. Rockets 128. Bulls 104. Yeah, this dates all the way back to before Christmas. Maybe we found something. We shall see. What else y'all thinking here? Dan likes Pels as well. I wouldn't say money line. Would not say money line. I like the Lou Dort over his points, rebounds, and assists. Derek Queen, like I said, that line's moved to 13.5, but him under his points and assists, he just don't get a lot. He's not going to be efficient in this game, in my opinion. Usage rate drops with Jordan Poole, Zion, Trey, Sadiq Bey, and Herb Jones all playing by about 3%. Under in 6 of the 10 games when New Orleans is healthy. In that spot, OKC up back-to-back losses. OKC first in the league in points allowed, less than 10%. Queen gets 80% of his points in that zone. They're also allowed the third fewest assists as well. But defense is a little shaky right now for the Pels, man. We shall see. I like under though. Under makes sense, and Lou Dort over. All right. Did I have another game? Yeah, I did have another game because it's one that I actually bet. And that is the Detroit and Denver game. So Detroit and Denver, 7 is the number. I think it's still 7. It was 7. Open 5.5. So Detroit's taking a little bit of money. Aaron Gordon is out. Peyton Watson is probable, and Jonas Valanciunas is also listed as probable for this game. On the Detroit side of things, I think they're pretty healthy. Yeah, just Karis LeVert listed as out. So I played Jamal Murray under his assists in this game. And this one's pretty simple, right? So if we go back to Outlier, I'll show you guys this real quick as well. I just kind of think about the game, and then this makes a ton of sense. So take Lou Dort off the screen and go Murray. So Jamal Murray this season, his assist prop was 7.5. We bet this morning, sent that out to the members. Under 7.5 is what I took. You can see this season, Jamal Murray averages right at 7.32 assists. So he's over at 44% of the games. But if we go here, we go games without Aaron Gordon. Aaron Gordon means a lot in my opinion. And then we go games without Jokic as well. And we can see that he's played in 3. He stayed under in all 3 games so far this season. Jamal Murray has under in 9 of his 13 games, averaging just 6.8 assists versus teams that are top 10 in assists allowed. Detroit, of course, allows the fewest assists. You can see that right here. Without Jokic and without Gordon, he averages just 5 assists, which you can see right here. So 7.5. I think this is the best look on the board for me as far as player props that I could find today. The potentials continue to go down. We can see that as well. 18 against Toronto, 15 against Cleveland, only 10 against Charlotte. Detroit is a team that plays, man up. They don't send a lot of doubles, which is why they don't give up a lot of assists. So Jamal Murray under his 7.5 assists, my top play of the day. I absolutely love this spot for him to go under his assists. As far as the side and the total goes, I kind of wish I would have got there with Detroit yesterday. I think that they should be able to win the game. I do like the under as well. It just dropped a little bit too much. 219 is what I wrote down in my notes yesterday. I didn't play it, and I probably should have played it. The problem is, the reason why I didn't play it is because I didn't look into these advanced metrics that I'm looking into until yesterday. So one thing about Detroit, they've been playing in a lot of unders. Their last, I think when I was looking into it, so last 2 weeks for them, they're 5-1 to the under. If we go back farther to last 21 days, they are 7-1 to the under. But last 5 games specifically, games are averaging 216 points. And if you look at Denver, you guys probably know this already, but if you look at Denver, same thing, right? Their last 7 games over the last 2 weeks, they are 4-3 to the under. Their games are averaging 217 points. They played in 4 straight unders as well. Against the Bucks, that game finished. That was a 213 total. It went under. Against the Wizards, 226.5. That also went under. And then Lakers, of course, went under 222. And we know Denver is Detroit. Both of these teams are also bottom 10 in pace in the last 5 games as well. Denver is, let's see real quick. I probably should have wrote this down. I didn't bet it, so I didn't care. Denver's playing at the 3rd slowest pace. Detroit's actually playing fast. They're 9th in pace. But their offense has really struggled as well. Not playing fast. They are pretty efficient on the defensive end. Maybe even a Denver team total under. Offensive rating is 21st in the last 5 games, which is a 111. their team total for today. Denver's team total is, let's see. $105.5 minus 118 on FanDuel. It's a little too low for my blood. A little too rich for my blood there. But that's my thought process on that game. Let's see. Dan says Clippers over Jazz by a ton if Kawhi plays. I agree with that. What do you think about the Knicks team total 122.5? J-Man says, I think if my thought process, J-Man, is that if LaVine and Malik Monk play, then the Knicks will have to score a lot more points because LaVine can score, Malik Monk can score. We know that players like to get up when they come to the Garden. So if I think that, they're going to play, then I think the Knicks definitely going to score the basketball. Nobody on the Kings stopping nobody on the Knicks, in my opinion. So, I think the Knicks offense get it going. I think the Kings play with a little bit of pace in this spot as well. Knicks should be able to score at will in this game. The way I'll do it, J-Man, is if they start off slow, I'll bet their team total over live at halftime. And I'll send that to the members. What else y'all seeing in this one? Minus 150 to go over 26.5 points. I'm not betting that, so I don't care. Probably Jay says Murray under his points and assists, under Michael Porter Jr. rebounds, Maxey under assists under. A lot of plays given out here. K can get his points. Yeah, I think he can. I definitely think K can score today. And it says the books know something we don't. Why are so many Nugs favored against Pistons? I don't understand that, but okay. PYG says I watched Cal stream regarding this game, and I like that. And I like his take that without Gordon, Denver totals usually goes over. Without Gordon, the totals go over. Maybe. I don't think so though. I would have to look a little bit more. I know Cal did his homework though. Sean says, want to know your thoughts on side here, just to see if you're thinking the same as me. So as far as side goes, I think it would be at this number, I don't want Detroit. Like now that it's up to 7, I don't really like it as much. Like I think if I could have got 5.5, I do think Detroit will win the game. I think the longer the game goes on, the more Detroit will impose their will over the Nuggets. But yeah, it's up to 7.5 now. I don't want that number. And the total just continues to come down. Nuggets have been good as a dog this season. Nuggets are 10-5 against the number as a dog this season. Didn't cover against the Lakers or the Hornets, and they beat the Bucks. But Detroit, in my opinion, is better than the Lakers and the Hornets. So yeah, I agree with that. I think total just a tad bit too low. They're 10-5 to the under as dogs as well. Let's see, as home dogs, they are 5-2 to the under. And they lose by an average of 8 points, which is right where the spread is for today. Average line is 2.5 though. So when they lose, they typically don't cover in this spot. Let's see. What's up? Mark, he says LaVine and Monk are at shoot around per underdog. Okay, that means that they'll probably be in. At least one of them should be in. Okay. All right, let's go to the other games real quick, and I'll try to be quick with these. So what didn't we talk about? We didn't talk about Milwaukee and Philly. Kind of staying off of that game. It's kind of gross. Maybe I'll play something live. Philly's laying 10.5 now. Total is all the way down to 219.5. It's interesting because when I was looking into this, Milwaukee has a humongous rest advantage in this game. Of course, they'll be without Giannis and Kevin Porter Jr. They're gonna be getting these big points a lot. Philly should get Embiid and Paul George back after they didn't play last night. Milwaukee has been off since the 23rd, so they've had 3 days of rest in this spot because that game got canceled against Dallas. Philly's playing second leg of back-to-back, 3rd and 4th. They're just 10-14-1 against the spread at home. 7-1 against the spread when they're playing unrested though, but they win by average of 4 points. None of Philly starters played more than 26 minutes yesterday when they got absolutely decapitated against the Charlotte Hornets yesterday. They should have just stayed at home. They didn't even need to go to Charlotte the way that they came out and played yesterday. So one like strong trend I looked at was favorites laying more than 9 unrested this season. Just 6-12 against the number, including 4-9 against the spread if they're at home. The Atlanta average of 12, which is close to where this line is. They're winning by average of 6. So nobody's gonna want the Bucks today. I get it. First game without Giannis and Kevin Porter Jr., but I don't want the Bucks either. I just wanted to share that. Like I can't bet Philly in this spot. They could absolutely steamroll the Bucks team, but we've also seen Philly against a Denver team that was depleted lose that game outright. Denver's bench players went in there and absolutely cleaned them up. So I'll stay far away from this one. Not going to bet the spread, the side, the total, none of that. And real quick on the injury report, I think I saw that what's his name was ruled in. AJ Green was ruled in. Let me just double check. Yeah, AJ Green is off the injury report too. So that's my thought process on that one. Going back real quick, Tommy says Nuggets at 21-4 to their team total over 104.5 in their last 25 games, and they're 7-3 to their team total over 104.5 in their last 10 games at home. Okay. Maybe Detroit defense is a little overrated here. They are coming off a big win. Rollins over his 20.5 points. No Giannis over in 5 of 5 games, Adam says. Okay. Somebody gonna have to score the basketball today. I didn't really look too deeply into player props in that game, if I'm being completely honest. The next one, and I think the only one. No, we got 2 more. So Brooklyn and Phoenix is next. 8.5 is the number. Total all the way down to 210.5 now. It was 212.5 yesterday. Real quick, Brooklyn has Cam Thomas in. Tyrese Martin questionable. Noah Clowney is out. And then on the Phoenix side of things, no Devin Booker, and Jalen Green is listed as questionable. Man, this is a gross game. So Brooklyn has lost 5 in a row. Just got clapped by the Clippers by 37. Phoenix, back-to-back losses as well. They've lost to Atlanta and to Miami. They played 7 of their last 10 under the total. It is their second game back home after that, abysmal 6-game road trip where they got clapped by Miami. I'm guessing they should be the right side. Phoenix has been good laying numbers. I think they're still the most profitable team in the NBA. They did win the first matchup 126-117 in Brooklyn. Of course, they had Devin Booker in that game, though. And the total did go over to 214.5. So, I don't know, man. I know both of these teams play slow. Like, this is an ugly, ugly game that I would like to take over, if I'm being honest. 210.5 is the number. I talked about the same type thing against the Brooklyn and the Clippers the other day. And they squeaked up and over the number. These totals that are this low, I really don't enjoy playing the under though. It just makes it for a hard watch. I kind of wanted to fade Michael Porter Jr. He's on my short list to fade in this game. Just thinking that Brooklyn's not going to be super competitive. Cam Thomas is not doing anything. Jalen Green potentially don't play. Like the defense gets better. Clowney's out. Like Brooklyn is really just out there experimenting. They had that little run where they scored like 3, like they won like 4 or 5 games or like 3 in a row or something. And then I guess the management was like, hey, we got to stop. This is not what we're supposed to have been doing. And they've been getting clapped pretty much ever since then. But I will say, after not covering against the Knicks when they lost by 54, they played Boston really, really tough at home. Then they come back and they get clapped again. So it wouldn't surprise me if they try to play Phoenix really, really tough and they get clapped in the next one. So I don't know, man. I just know if Brooklyn loses, it's typically by 25 points at this part of the season. So that was my thought on that game. I didn't bet it. Didn't probably just stay far away from it. And then Clippers and Jazz, last game on the board. So we got the Clippers. They are they have Kawhi listed as questionable, which does us no good at all, which is why I hate, kind of looking into their games. And then we got Chris Dunn listed as questionable. Derrick Jones Jr. and Bogdanovich are listed as out. Utah has Markkanen listed as questionable. Nurkic is doubtful. And then Keontae George is out. They're ruling him out for rest. So I do think that because they're ruling him out, I think they get clapped in this game. I think Kawhi is going to play in this game. The Clippers are not playing first leg of back-to-backs at all. It's actually It's actually their first game on the road after a 2-game road trip. Remember, for people who really watch the NBA, remember the season started with the Clippers playing the Jazz in Utah. And they were laying, I think, double digits in that spot, and they got smoked by the Jazz. So the Jazz did smoke them at home. The Clippers got their revenge. They actually beat the Jazz, I think, by like 25 when they came to LA. I don't think the Clippers going to play around with their food in this game. I look at the Jazz roster without Keontae George, and I don't really like it a lot. Keontae George probably going to make the All-Star team. He should at least be a reserve, especially if the Jazz weren't so bad. He means a lot, in my opinion. And then I think about Marketing coming back. He hasn't been playing in quite a while. The Clippers are playing really good defense, specifically against the three-point shot. I think the Clippers win the game. I think they cover the number, and I think the game goes under. I think this is not a game where I think like the total has gone up. I wrote 232 in my notes, but I just think that without Keontae George, the way that the Clippers been playing defense, I think it goes under. And if I didn't bet under, I'd probably look towards the Clippers team total over. But I think full game goes under. I just don't expect Lauri Markkanen to be that efficient. Don't expect the Jazz offense to be that efficient, especially if Nurk doesn't play either. Like Nurk, Keontae George, Lauri Markkanen after missing a week and a half coming back. Like the Clippers defense has been playing good recently. So I kind of think the game goes under. Not really agreeing with the market pushing this one over. I know that the Jazz typically go over at home. Clippers offense has been playing well. Jazz team total 112.5. I kind of want to bet the under on their team total, if I'm being completely honest. Jazz team total under 112.5. Marketing first game back, potentially no Nurk. Already no Keontae George. Yeah, that's what I want to bet. But we shall see. We'll see what happens with Nurk. We'll see if they put out a minutes restriction for Lauri Markkanen or anything like that. We'll see if Kawhi actually plays, because without Kawhi, the Clippers defense isn't as great either. So we'll see. All those things are to be determined. We shall see. Clippers team total over. You would definitely want Kawhi in, Tommy, if you want to play that. The offenses look good recently. Jazz don't play any defense. We know that. Real quick, let's just look at the Jazz last 2 weeks. Jazz are 3-4 against the number, 5-2 to the over. Games are averaging 250 points. But their last two, 240 against the Spurs went under, and they did let the Heat score 147. The Heat scored 147 on a fourth game in 6 nights in the second leg of back-to-back. Man. Damn. That's a lot. Clippers last 5 games or last 2 weeks are 3-3 against 4-2 straight, 4-2 against the number, 5-1 straight up. They win by average of about 7 points. They beat the Nets by 37, beat the Lakers by 8, lost to the Bulls outright. That was the letdown spot. Beat the Wizards by 4, beat the Raptors by 4, and beat the Wizards by 14. So let's just go last 21 games and away. So last 3 weeks on the road, they are, let's see if I can get this pull up. Whoa, last 3 weeks on the road, not profitable at all. They got a 12-point loss here against the Knicks, 16-point win against the Nets, a 6-point win against Detroit, 4-point win against the Raptors, and then a 4-point win against the Wizards as well. So, yeah, Clippers have not been that great recently. 4-2 to the over as well, but these games are 224. Average total of 219. So just look at the Jazz real quick. Last 3 weeks at home, 2-3 straight up, 2-3 against the number. Yeah, this game probably does go over. Never mind. Erase everything I said. The Jazz defense is so bad, man. Their offense has actually struggled as well. They actually under their team total in 4 games at home. For their last 5 games at home, they've gone under their team total. But they're giving up 131. They don't really care about getting stops. 150 to the Hornets, 126 to the Spurs, 122 to the Timberwolves, 147 to the Heat. That's what I was thinking, Tommy. I think it could be if Nurk don't play, it could get out of hand. It could definitely get out of hand. J-Man's Suns team total under with no Booker. Real quick, let's just look at that real quick. Suns and Devin Booker minutes equals 0. Suns this season without Booker on the floor are 4-1 to their team total under. It's a good call out. Staying under by about 6 points per game. Only 1-4 straight up, 2-3 against the spread. The games are averaging 215 points. Against the Heat, they got to 213 total. But they have stayed under their team total in 4 to 5 games. The only game they went over was by 1 to the Timberwolves. So Suns team total under. Maybe they just don't need to score that many points. I might look a little bit more into that. Phoenix defense just so bad though. Phoenix defense is horrible, man. Real quick. Not Phoenix, Brooklyn, my fault. Brooklyn defense has been really bad. Yeah, they're the worst defensive team in the NBA last 5 games. It ain't even close. 129.3 defensive rating. They're a minus 26.5 efficiency differential, which is the second worst, which is the worst, my fault. The worst in the NBA, playing at the second slowest pace as well. Brooklyn not going to be able to score either. Phoenix should be able to, even with Cam out there. Yeah, this makes a lot of sense. J-Man, I can't bet the team total under, though. I can't bet Phoenix team total under. Not with how bad Brooklyn defense been. The team total for Phoenix is 109.5. Brooklyn team total is 101.5. God, boy, 1987 basketball. That team total under I like, Tommy. I wrote that down, 112.5. Let's see. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Adam says he likes Isaiah Collier to get a double-double, averaging 9.4 assists in 30 minutes, and he's starting tonight. Okay. Coming off a loss against the trash Nets, Suns should still win the game. I like the team total under, though. Nets ain't going to score 100 points. They probably won't. Yeah, probably so. Let's see real quick. Let's look at the Nets real quick. Last 3 weeks, they are allowing 117. They just gave up 126 to the Clippers, 130 to the Celtics. That game did go to overtime. Gave up 120 to the Knicks, 126 to the Suns, 124 to the Bulls. Yeah, I can't bet a team total under. Nope, can't do it. I cannot do it. Last 2 weeks, giving up 121 per game. Yeah, I've seen enough. I have seen enough, man. I hope you cash it, Tommy. I hope you cash this. All right, so quick recap. I bet this Jamal Murray under his 7.5 assists. I think that number is widely available. Told you guys why I like Brunson under the 38.5 points, rebounds, and assists. I know it's a odd play against a terrible defense, but I think he still could stay under. And then in that game also over, right? I talked about liking the over. Sacramento and New York over the 230.5, I think was still available. Let's just double check. I'm gonna give you guys. I didn't bet it anyway. I want to see what happens with the injury report. But yeah, if we get Monk in and we get Levine in, I will be trying to get to under as quickly as possible. 230.5 is still available on FanDuel right now, minus 114, based on my eye screen. Kind of like New Orleans and OKC under the 234.5 is available on BetMGM. That reminds me yesterday of you know what, man? I'm not betting that under. I'm good off that under. When I think about that 234.5, it makes me think about the Hawks and the Pacers game yesterday. I mean, just fast pace, no defense. You get a 3 and you get a 3, man. Hey, it's just janky, man. I'm good off of that. I'm not even putting that up here. And I do like the Dort look a lot, though. I think I am going to play Dort. I'll play Dort overs. Portland, Washington. I talked about this under 232.5, which is dropping, but it's still available on FanDuel and DraftKings right now. It makes a lot of sense as well. I'll be firing some live looks as well, man. I will be firing some live looks for sure. But yeah, I be wanting to talk about this stuff, Tommy. He says that killed me. You know, I sometimes like you bet the trend that's, you know, last 5 games, last 10 games, whatever it is that, you know, you have enough conviction to do. And then other times it's like, man, that team could easily give up 150 points. And that's what we saw last night. I had no idea Atlanta was going to be able to score that many points, specifically in the third quarter when they went on, I think it was like a 20-3 run or something like that. Pacers just, oh man, like I'm watching the game wanting to kick the TV yesterday. But I digress, man. I digress. That's the show for today. Went over a lot longer than I thought it would be. I think I've been on here for an hour, but resources are listed in the description if you guys are interested in checking them out. Jackson, Outlier, Moneyballer, Eyes Jam. That's it. I'll be back tomorrow. Best of luck on your actions today. I'm out, man.